The 130-degree proximal humeral and the 95-degree plates are the third and final part of our three-part series.
One of the reasons that I was motivated to come up with different proximal humerus design was design limitations with currently available plates. One of the things that I wanted to come up with was I liked the low-sitting plate, because I thought the 95-degree plate impinged, and there's been some studies showing that. But the problem with the existing plate was that it was difficulty putting sutures through the plate for suture fixation.
The features of this plate include divergent proximal screw trajectories, fixed angle holes, suture last technology.
So I think one of the really key points about this plate is I think a number of times when I've done fixation, one of the screws is too long and I have to change it. And I take what I think is the screw and it's the wrong screw. So, waste time. Sometimes it's in and out. All these 1 or 2 minute things take time. So one of the things that we did is that we staggered the screws. So depending on whether it's left or right, you can see the way the screws are staggered. So you can see one's going to be inferior and one's going to be superior to the other one. So you can actually tell quickly which one is the long one. So I think obviously it depends whether you're using a left or right plate, which one's going to be higher, but they do diverge, but they don't sit at the same level. So they're not parallel in the anterior posterior plane. One of the keys for fixing proximal humerus fractures is incorporation of sutures. Because of the osteoporotic bone or poor bone quality, when you fix proximal humerus fractures, there's a huge dependency on suture fixation. And so putting large sutures through the tendons and then lassoing them or lasting them to the plate is key. And so one of the things that we incorporated was a larger holes, kind of a cutout underneath the plate so that you can get the sutures through much easier. So the reason why we had some of the suture holes distally is that if you have to take down part of the deltoid, you can use the suture holes to repair the deltoid, which I think is obviously the key. So I think you can do some type of whip stitch or locking stitch into the deltoid and incorporate the deltoid into your plate. Currently we have both proximally, it's a locking option, either partially threaded or fully threaded. The partially threaded are larger diameter, so they act like a peg. Distally, there's both locking and non-locking options, depending on bone quality.
The AOS proximal humeral plate system also includes a 95-degree plate. The 95-degree proximal fitting option helps buttress a greater tuberosity and higher transverse fracture patterns. Divergent screw trajectories help to encapsulate fracture fragments. Double calcar screws resist post-op varus deformity. The alpha plate, the proximal humeral plate, the 95-degree plate. These three plates are all part of the AOS proximal humeral plating system.